Okay, we're checking in on the overreaction of the news. We have a Jessica Tarlov piece here, but this is only because the mainstream media had one tiny poll that showed Trump's numbers were going down because people didn't like what he was doing. They thought he was doing too much. Not a big deal. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel as we respond to the news, bring you the news, just the big stories. I do have Kash Patel, who became the head of the FBI, and they're releasing the Epstein list. They're going to do all the JFK stuff is all coming out. All the UFO stuff's coming out. They're going to do investigations probably on Letitia James, Merrick Garland, and some other suspicious stuff. Let's take a look at Jessica Tarlov here. Look at her looking lovely in pink. She's a feminist wearing pink.
But what James Carville is referring to is this huge drop in support for President Trump and for Elon Musk and what he's doing at DOGE. So there were a bunch of polls that came out. CNN has 2-to-1. People are upset about Musk having such a prominent role in the
2-to-1. Are you guys feeling that out there in the country? How unpopular Elon Musk's work is? By the way, Trump just tweeted today. He goes, I want Elon Musk to be a lot more aggressive. He really is holding back and not aggressive enough. That's his pushback on these polls. And I love him.
government. Trump's approval rating is down 5 to 7 points across 4 of these big polls. He's underwater on managing the economy, which is obviously what handed him the presidency, 8 points underwater. And then in terms of how the public is feeling, not only reflected in those numbers, did you see those town halls that were going on last night? So Rich McCormick in Georgia, safe seat, people booing him, catcalling. They're concerned with everything from spending cuts to what's going on with DOGE to that Donald Trump is becoming a tyrant. Cliff Bentz in Oregon, similar reaction. This guy, Tony Balderson, he's in a Trump plus 18 district in Ohio, saying Trump's executive orders are getting out of control. They are hearing from the American public that what...
No, they're hearing from the leftist polls, guys. This is more spam. And you have to do some unpopular things. Have to. Trump's got a lot of popularity to spend down because he came in so high as a kite coming in from the election that you have to use that capital you've earned. You have to spend it somewhere. And it's going to be on, look, the economy is not going to turn around on day one. Democrats are going around going, hey, price of eggs. It's been 2 weeks and the price of eggs are still bad. Am I right, people? Yes, of course, the price of eggs. You don't suddenly turn it around. When the Biden administration culled like 100 million chickens in America and killed them all off. And so you don't have eggs coming in. The cost of things takes a while to drill. You have to first change the law and unlock everything to bring the fuel prices down. So I believe those food prices will come down, but they're going to be a lagging indicator. It might even take a year. But so people, if you guys are thinking that suddenly all the prices just come down because Trump walks in the room, that is not how this works. So I think my audience is smart enough to know that. I don't think Jessica Tarlov's audience is smart enough to know
what is going on from the Oval Office to CPAC, which is, Pam Bondi being at CPAC seems like a politicization of the office, to say the least, is not what the American public wanted. They wanted someone to come in to get the economy back on track. That hasn't been happening. They wanted a different vision of getting rid of illegal immigrants. They wanted people who are actually convicted of crimes to be the ones getting kicked out, not just picking up anyone who speaks Spanish.
No, people wanted people deported that were here illegally. So this is all spin on, what we politically prefer would happen. That's all she's doing here.
So that's what Carville's saying. And I think it's good strategy. Let it happen.
This is their predicted doom again, where they go, just let Trump go and people will see the reality of how terrible it is. These are good times. Now, here's Lee Zeldin talking about missing gold bars. Now, the gold bars are figurative. He just means like a lot of money, like gold bars, came up missing. He believes the Democrats on the way out of the Biden administration dumped a bunch of money into 8 special Democrat programs to hide it.
Zeldin joining us now as we watch this, and he's also digging into waste at the EPA. How's that going so far?
Remember, Lee Zeldin is the guy who he ran in New York, and that lunatic Democrat stabbed him while he was on stage campaigning, victim of violence. Now he's the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA.
Oh, we're crushing it. We have a great team. Big development yesterday. It was a couple months ago. There was this video that came out of a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic. Says it multiple times in the video, rushing to get billions of dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. Well, members of Congress were really concerned about that. So as I'm going through the confirmation process, they said, if confirmed, will you commit to making this a top priority to find those gold bars? Came in, I was just confirmed a couple of weeks ago. We found them. They were at a bank parked just outside of government. $20 billion was sent there, and a little oversight. 8 entities would be receiving all $20 billion.
$20 billion. What is that? Help me out with the math. $20 billion across 8 entities. Isn't that like, what's 5 times 8? That'd be 40. So it's $2.5 billion were sent to 8 entities. That's what the Democrats think of your tax dollars. They have the amount of spending of our government is shocking. I can't even use a word like shocking. It's abstract. The spending is so much. Our funds, our prosperity, our hard work is pumping up the richest, most insane metropolis, giant financial system. And because we don't want to do it, it's fraud. I don't want to do it. I feel really bad for Ukraine. They need money. I'm not going to fund a war. Even if Russia, they were the aggressor, they crossed a border and attacked you. I don't care. I am not spending my money to buttress up and fund a war between Ukraine and Russia that Ukraine can't afford to pull off. So we helped them go into war that they couldn't afford to do because of all our money. And that's the same thing happening with all these weirdo charities, weirdo Democrat carve-outs. We're funding every lunatic program in the world. Our work, our money, our prosperity, our system of government, which has freedom. So it's one of the rare economic generators in the world. And lo and behold, everyone is on the teat. This is a cow with 8 billion teats. Every single person in the world is connected to it. In fact, you have to wonder, is there such a thing as any economy in the world that isn't held up by America? Like, is the Congo? Is France? Is Finland? What happens to Japan if America crashes? Man, we got money going everywhere. It is time to, that's why I'm for this DOGE cutting. Cut the living daylights out of everything. For all we know, we might all get like $100,000 more a year. It literally could be that. And Democrats literally could be the least popular political party in the world because they're only paying for good publicity.
And they would be distributing all of these funds without EPA knowing everything that we need to do our job to provide accountability to Congress, the media, and to the public.
So,
accountability to the public. We appreciate that with Lee Zeldin, who found a bunch of gold bars. That is funding. This is Kash Patel accepting his job as FBI director. It is a tearjerker.
And I just want to thank him. I know he's not here in the room right now, but what a ride we have been on. What a courageous warrior and leader he has been. And the faith and trust he has put in me to lead the FBI is the greatest honor that I'll ever have in my life. And to General Bondi, that sounds pretty freaking cool. Pam, you're my sister, you're my mentor, you're my friend, you're my boss. And the confidence you have placed in me, I will never violate the trust. The men and women of the FBI will be led under your leadership through one standard, the Constitution. So thank you for entrusting me, Pam. Oh man, this is effing crazy. So obviously you don't get here alone. You know, I'm here because of God. I'm here because of my family, and I'm here because of my friends, and you're literally in this room because you made it happen. My sister, Nisha, and my nephew, Aryan, flew in from London just to be here. My beautiful girlfriend, Alexis, is here.
She is pretty. So he has a lovely girlfriend. His family is there. He's going to make a joke in a minute that they all lived in the same room They were Indian migrants. He has an amazing, just dirt poor, came from nowhere story. And this is what bugs me about the Democrats. They will not celebrate his Indian heritage. I get it. Look, fine. Indian heritage, who cares? Big deal. Your culture's nothing. Who cares? By the way, he gets sworn in on the Bhagavad Gita, this occult book instead of the Bible. But if you're going to celebrate how great America is so great that someone like him can come here and be the head of the FBI. That's an amazing tribute to America and also to his merit, because I don't think he got where he is because he was Indian Krishna putting his hand on the Bhagavad Gita. See, he was not a DEI hire, although he was hired under Barack Obama. He was actually overqualified for his job, not because of his race, but because he was brilliant.
Yes, I agree.
They were whistling.
My aunts and uncles are here. They've come from all over the country. I am living the American dream. And anyone that thinks the American dream is dead, just look right here. You're talking to a first-generation Indian kid who's about to lead the law enforcement community, the greatest nation on God's green earth. That can't happen anywhere else.
Yeah. Huge compliment to America.
To the senators and the men and women of the United States House of Representatives, you placed an enormous trust in me, an enormous leap of faith. One that I didn't know that I could possibly earn back, but I'm going to spend every single day on this job doing so. The fact that you placed the confidence you did in me has inspired me to reach new heights at this job. I promise you the following. There will be accountability within the FBI and outside of the FBI, and we will do it through rigorous constitutional oversight starting this weekend.
Constitutional oversight, that's not going to be tit for tat or revenge, but you have to use the Constitution to look at the oversight.
This is great. We all used to live in the same freaking house.
And that's my favorite story. He's looking at his family and friends off screen, saying we all used to live in the same house, just kind of making fun of his own his own heritage, having fun with it, not overly sensitive. And Democrats will not celebrate this. This is an incredible story. And Democrats are ashamed. They did everything they could to destroy him. Every Democrat voted against Kash Patel. They did everything they could to make his job harder. That's what the Democrats did to Clarence Thomas when it comes to the first greatest Black Supreme Court justice. Democrats worked their hardest to destroy him and destroy his reputation and his career. That goes for every minority out there who thinks that if you're gay or if you're Black or if you're Indian or you're Hispanic or a woman, that this party is looking out for you. They hate your guts. They want you to fail. If you do not, they only use you to push their Marxism. By the way, Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, just fired the first lesbian head of the LA Fire Department. Karen Bass, the communist, the Democrat, is throwing under the bus the first lesbian head of the LA Fire Department. Let that be said to all the gay people out there that say, oh, Doug, you support a homophobe Trump and you are a homophobe, whatever. No, we're laughing at the Democrats, at the Marxists, forever claiming they cared about you. They don't care about you. They despise you. Now we're going to get this last clip I have. Oh, who is this? It's Kelly Loeffler. This is a Friday afternoon. She goes to the headquarters at the SBA headquarters. This is what your tax dollars are paying for. These are empty Washington, D.C. government buildings not being used. Here's Kelly Loeffler.
Hi, everyone. Kelly Loeffler. It's my second day here at the SBA. I could not be more excited to be here, so I thought I'd take a walk. And what I found is that exactly what's been said is true. About 90% of our employees are working from home Well, that ends Monday with President Trump's order to return to work. It's a tremendous waste of taxpayer dollars to be paying for people and offices that are not showing up for work. So
And they're going to say basically, if you don't show up for work on Monday, don't bother showing up on Tuesday because you don't have a job.
what we're going to do Monday morning, be back in the office, just like our small businesses that we serve every single day, that work for us 7 days a week. We're going to be here working for them.
Small Business Administration. This is a new government, guys. Trump's got this magic tiny moment. He's got the perfect administration now. The teams are set up. Prices are not going to immediately come down. We have to hold tight because he's trying to undo 40 years of calcified, brittle, petrified corruption. You have to tear it all out. And so that's my comment also to some of the conservatives out there going, hey, fiscal responsibility, don't raise the debt. You're going to have to spend a little dough in here. Rand Paul and Thomas Massey and Mike Johnson, my fiscal conservative people, he's going to have to take a little flexibility to cut all that out. I'm Doug in exile.